Hi wrestling fans, thanks for clicking the Dreaded Rose Report. Hope you had a nice warm weekend. Ooh, we're going to have a warm one around here all this week. Hence the no sleeves. Hey, I got breaking news. The following comes from WWE website, Stamford, Connecticut. It says, in accordance with its talent wellness program, WWE has suspended for 30 days and for his first violation of the company's wellness policy, cena. So I'm not sure. Normally when they hire in new talent, they give them a drug test right away. But anyway, WWE did an angle with Cena last night in the Money in the Bank pay-per-view where he was stretchered out after Sheamus powerbombed him through a ladder. So that's what happened there. So we'll see him in about 30 days, maybe less. All right. I had a caller on the info line. By the way, the info line's 317-335-4588. I don't forget what it was. I never dial it. Anyway, well, I update that every day too. Anyway, there's a caller that called in and said he would like to see at WrestleMania 28 Shawn Michaels in a three-way match. Whatever you want to call it. Triple threat match. I don't know. Anyway, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Undertaker. No titles, just a match. Didn't know what you thought about that. And before I forget it, I don't know if you want to look back on some of the old shows, but I was just about 100% right on the Money in the Bank outcome about Del Rio. Now, Del Rio, the only part I didn't get right was the closing where Del Rio turns his belt in on Punk. Vince tried to get him to do it, but anyway, it didn't work out. But that was the only part I was wrong on. Anyway, ECW original Kid Kash, he's reportedly going to be working as a heel when he comes back to TNA, and largely just going to be a solid worker who puts over the younger X Division guys. And there's been people in TNA wanting Matt Hardy to go to rehab as well. As noted before, TNA officials wanted Jeff Hardy to go to rehab, and WWE had Jeff Hardy in rehab for a while. But anyway, speaking of Jeff, it sounds like TNA has things lined up for him, as he is working on a new DVD coming out in October for them. Jeff wrote, "Just finished up a shoot from a new DVD. He says 2 days of good footage. I think you all dig it when it drops in October." And WWE is officially released the WrestleMania 28 travel packages today, so if you got about $3,000, give it up. It's good buy, actually. It's just hard to get to $3 grand. WWE champion CM Punk posted a video, or rather a photo, on his Twitter account showing what he did with the WWE Championship. It's in his refrigerator right next to a paper cup of probably Pepsi. I guess he's cooling it off. And in a correction from last night, WWE Tag Team Champions Otunga and McGillicuddy actually lost the dark match to Santino Marella and Kozlov before the Money in the Bank pay-per-view match. It was a non-title match. Hang on a second. Alright, I'm back. Hey, Christian became the new World Heavyweight Championship in Chicago last night. After beating Randy Orton, Orton was disqualified as per the stipulation, though Christian became the champion. I think that's the way they save face on Orton, where he actually didn't get beat. He just lost. Punk captured the WWE title at the pay-per-view, defeating John Cena in the main event, and Punk winning the title. All signs point to him sticking around with WWE, but we'll know more later. He'll probably be on there tonight, I'm sure. Longtime pro wrestling photojournalist Bob Mulren captured some interesting, I guess, exclusive photos of Bret the Hitman Hart and hardcore legend Mick Foley, Chicago, Illinois. And according to high-level production sources in Chicago on Sunday, that Vince McMahon arrived at the arena with an extension to CM Punk's contract in hand. The chairman seemed to be determined to keep Punk in the company, but part of the plan is, for Punk to headline SummerSlam, either against Cena or, in a rematch, or against a Money in the Bank winner of some sort of stipulation thing. So he'll still be around, I guess. Maybe he needs some time off too to do some healing. everything's up in the air. So we're kind of exclusively told, this article I was reading, whatever deal Punk cuts will be determine the future of the WWE title. You never know, they may just fold the WWE title into the world title and only have one title. They've been eliminating titles left and right, I mean belts left and right lately. Alright, New Jack, back to that again. New Jack addressed his allegations concerning partner Terry Reynolds last night during the debut edition of Late Night with the Iron Sheik. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Anyway, former WWE star Joey Mercury turned 32, while Al Snow turned 48. And tonight's WWE Raw takes place at the in Green Bay, Wisconsin, with the fallout from the Money in the Bank. Should be noted that Punk is being advertised, I guess, by WWE website tonight. And advertised locally is going to be John Cena, Big Show, Rey Mysterio versus Miz, R-Truth, Alberto Del Rio. I think Big Show got hauled out on the pay-per-view too. I'm getting ready to watch it. I hate to. Anyway, I scanned through a lot of it. Anyway, the vibe within the WWE hotel over the weekend was described as almost WrestleMania feel. So there was a feeling among some of the talent that sent the pay-per-view last night that Money in the Bank was the show of the year so far. And the good old Bella twins, the beautiful little petite feminine ladies, they lashed out at their fans on Twitter, by the way. Brie largely was panned performance at the Money in the Bank. The twin duos who share an active account fired back at fans who posted negative remarks about their concerning the WWE Championship bout by saying they have no room to talk. Bella's wrote, I think it's funny when people have to RT something that a lot when they don't even have the skills to back it up. That was somebody called desperate and sad. Anyway, minutes later, a fan suggested that Brie learn to wrestle and could do some studying footage of TNA knockouts. Ooh. Dan wrote, actually, I'm actually shocked your match went like 5 minutes, says haha. But seriously, learn to work, watch TNA knockouts, take notes. One of the Bellas snarked back. They get snarky sometimes. Anyway, they have the worst matches ever. She added, they show up at a live event and your mouth will shut up like we're in charge of the time. Like we're in charge of the time. That's what they said. And according to several sources who were backstage at Sunday's Money Bank pay-per-view, WWE locker room was not told about the finish of John Cena versus CM Punk main event match in advance. According to one of the wrestlers backstage, it was a total sellout at the monitor. They were all gathered around pushing and shoving to try and see what happened. We were told that even the producers, formerly agents, were sitting backstage on their seats while Vince McMahon only had John Laurinaitis to go out to the ring with him. He didn't want anyone else to know the finish of the match, so he didn't want rumors running rampant, I guess. That's good. Play the people. According to another source, Alberto Del Rio was brief personality. That don't sound right either. Anyway, by Vince, once Punk and Cena were already in the ring. I guess they just talked to him later on what was going to happen. After Money in the Bank went off, Vince McMahon stood there shocked before finally walking off. He stopped to wait on John Laurinaitis. Officials helped Laurinaitis to the back, but Vince laid him out with a right hand and then walked off. So is Cena fired? Yeah. During tonight's Money in the Bank pay-per-view, Paul Heyman finally spoke to CM Punk in a Raw promo from weeks back, I guess. He said it's been 20 days since Punk turned the wrestling upside down and everything. He, anyway, translates into grown-ups and kids alike. I'm a Punk guy, he says. I guess he like, hey, you got the blessing from Heyman. Whew, glad of that. Hey, thank you guys for clicking. I gotta go.